reclaim. Backseat's got it down, take it down, take it down. Take it down, take it down. Pull up now. Okay. Oh, shit. Backseat's up, all right, pull up.
Russian-backed and funded separatists have attempted to annex a large portion of Georgia. The United States has played an aggressive role in helping Georgia reclaim their lost territory. The Russian military has made it clear that while they will not play a direct role in this conflict, they are not friendly to U.S. forces in the area. Do not travel into Russian airspace beyond the mountains. The U.S. has contributed heavily to Georgia's attempt to regain air superiority. The separatists possess few air assets, and the threat from the air is minimal so long as you stay within Georgian airspace. The U.S. has several JSOC units spread throughout the region, but most ground assets are Georgian or NATO-based. We've just received word that an F-15C, call sign Loki 71, was shot down 20 miles south of the Russian border. We've received word that the pilot is alive and foot mobile. The pilot should be equipped with marking devices and a short-range radio. We have not made contact with Loki yet. Broadcast over 35.5 FM once in the AO to make contact. The crash site has already been secured by separatists. Contact Magic at the CP and they will clear you hot to engage units in and around the crash site. This includes site guard details and search parties around the site. Loki has two options for pickup in the AO. Naboo is located in a large clearing in the mountains along a river that runs north to south of the crash site. Hoth is a straight shot through the woods and into the mountain range to the crash site's northeast. Until it can make contact with Loki, you will have to watch and clear both of these pickup points. Note, you will need to program these pickup points prior to departing. Reference your kneeboards for coordinates. 1st Special Forces Operational Detachment Delta, call sign Jester, is north of the AO, operating deep in the mountains. They are standing by to make the pickup with a convoy of 5 vehicles once we can make a positive ID on Loki. You will need to provide close air support to both Loki and Jester until they are cleared. Jester may pass Hammer Time code when they've made the pickup. Brevity code Miller Time will be used when you are ordered to return to base.
You already have your knee board set up in the jet. Pay close attention to laser codes, link assignments, and other details on there. Remember, you'll need to program both Hoth and Naboo for this mission. Recon shows that the jet crashed in a small patch of woods north of the country highway. The closest city is Sadmelli. You're clear to engage all targets in the Sadmelli AO. The waypoints are as follows. We're going to depart Katausi runway 08. Waypoint 1 is going to be the rejoin. It's a short distance to the CP, so I'm going to recommend that we go into a 2-mile trail right off the bat. Waypoint 2, we're going to fence in, switch over to 137.4 on the Victor and contact Magic. Waypoint 3, we're going to hit the CP in a left-hand orbit, stagger 500-foot spacing, starting with 1 on the bottom going up, starting at Angels 12 and higher. We're going to orbit there until Magic calls us to move to the IP. Once we get to the IP, we're going to assess and set up a right-hand orbit that will eventually turn into a right-hand attack wheel around the crash site, and we're going to look for other targets of opportunity in the area. Remember, we need to keep on looking and listening for Loki. Waypoint 5 is the crash site, that's the target area. We think that Loki is somewhere north of the site, we just don't know where. Waypoint 6 is Alamo. If we run into any kind of enemy air contact, we'll move to Alamo and figure it out from there. After the mission's been completed, Waypoint 7 is going to be the fence out, 8 the initial, and then we're going to land back at Katausi 08. When we arrive at Katausi, we're going to do a right-hand overhead brake at Angels 1.5 for 275 knots. If we need to divert, we'll go to Kovaletti 07.
The Separatists possess a large amount of Russian point defense weapons systems. Be on alert for short-range SAMs and AAA threats throughout the area. The heaviest concentration is in and around the city of Patara Oni. There are many targets of opportunity you may engage there, but we advise you to save your ordnance for the CSAR mission at hand. Do not engage Patara Oni unless you find major threats to the mission. We advise you keep your attack runs in a tight line south to north from the IP to the crash site to avoid most threats. The Russian Air Force may attempt to test us today by flying close to or even across the border. We will intercept any Russian aircraft that crosses the border. Do not fire on Russian aircraft unless fired upon. There have been reports of separatist Mi-24s in the AO. We believe they are searching for Loki. Engage and destroy them on sight.
Package assets are as follows. Your Vulture 1, 4 A-10Cs. Loki 7-1 is your downed F-15C pilot. Jester is the Delta Force convoy picking up Loki in the AO. Domino 1 is a flight of 2 F-16s providing cap in your AO. Magic 7 is the AOAX and GCI. And you may see a flight of 4 A-10s, call sign Super 3, that's returning to Kovaletti while you're going up. Just letting you know for deconfliction. They are a part of this operation. Your loadout is listed here. We don't really know what we're up against, so we're taking a variety of different weapon systems that we can employ on several different kinds of targets. Laser codes are as the signs shown. We expect primarily IR threats, so we're going to bump up the number of flare and reduce your chaff. Once we get to the IP, our attack plan is as follows. Right hand wheel at the IP and stay the heck away from Patara Oni if we can. Make precise runs in from the south to the north only. Don't stray into Russian airspace. Let's try to stay above Angels 14 until we can sanitize the AO SAMs. While we're doing this, we're going to continue to contact and search for Loki and attempt to capture the Naboo and the Hoth extraction points. If we can find Loki, we're going to provide CAS support until he's picked up by Jester. Frequencies are going to be set as follows. We're going to stay on the uniform 267.7 for our interflight and tactical comms. Loki's radio signal should be coming in on 35.5 FM. So the uniform and the FM are going to stay fixed to those channels. We'll move the Victor around depending on where we are in the mission. The mountainous terrain may make communication with Loki difficult, so let's keep a sharp ear out for FM transmissions to make contact. We may need to get really close to get a good signal from him, so let's just be aware. Standard procedures for taxiing both to and from our parking spot will be located on the west ramp nearest 08. I'll give you a second to look at this. Takeoff and rejoin. All I need to know is brakes off and moving for the runway. Airborne for when you get in the air. We're going to use a 2-second delayed takeoff. It's a little windy, I don't want to do a section takeoff. Lead's going to keep his speed at 220 all the way out to the CP for the orbit. Couple last remarks. Remember, Miller time is the brevity for return to base for this mission. Your emergency procedures are as follows. If you take damage or you have a system failure, you and your wingman are going to fly out to the CP and conduct a battle damage assessment. From there we'll determine if you can come back in or not. If you lose your radio, fly up next to your wingman and wiggle your wings. Good luck, Vulture flight. Let's bring Loki home.